Southern National. Everybody, we're down here in the south, so we're getting real national. Get it, yeah!
It wouldn't be a short track race at Newark without a caution on lap number 1, and there is the caution on lap number 1. Yes, I'm starting at the back. If you were wondering, I wanted to have fun, and this is probably going to be a theme for the rest of the Newark races, as I'm not going to be qualifying, and I'm going to be starting at the back and seeing how the races go. I guess a lot of you might not know what Southern National is. It's definitely an old racetrack. Used to be on the circuit back in the day. But this is a really fun racetrack. First time I've ever been on it. No practice laps, no nothing. It's like a little Bristol, basically. I think it's a 0.4 of a mile. So it is a really small track, and definitely something that's very interesting. So the race is a long race, as you can see, over 200 laps. And it's going to be no pit stops either, because if you come down pit road on iRacing, it's kind of messed up and it doesn't work. So no pit stops, which is why another one of the reasons why I decided to go to the back. And there's going to be a lot of people at the back too, saving fuel and saving tires. That's going to be the #1 key, because if you run up front and you burn your tires, maybe you won't be able to stay up there. You never know. I didn't know what to do, so I decided to stay towards the back, and plus I didn't think I had raw speed anyways to really compete up there, because I haven't been doing anything on iRacing lately. But we go around a few laps later, we go around the #2 truck, and we continue to try and move on. Now I'm starting to push it a little bit harder, just to get clear of some trucks that I don't really want to be around. I just want to get in like a little, kind of like a safe spot, basically. That's what I'm trying to do. So I get behind Revin, and I continue to do what I've been doing, which is just getting on the brake early, letting the thing coast through the corner, and then when I decide to make a pass, I decide to make a pass. So there goes another pass on Revin. We're slowly moving up the field. The goal is to get up to P1, but it's going to take a while to get there. You can see someone who's also really fast, Benjamin Nelson, is up there a few spots in front of us. He's saving fuel and saving tires, doing the same thing. And here I go around Cody Miller, good old Mel. We're going to pass him as well. So this is the whole gist of the early part of the race. Not a lot of cautions so far either, other than the one on the first lap. Been able to run a few laps without having a caution, which in Newark is definitely very weird. But we only had, I think, about 25 people racing in this race too, because this track is definitely weird. And there is the caution. I didn't jinx it because I knew it was coming. I did edit this video myself, so I knew it was coming, but you knew that it was going to happen. So green flag is back out. We're behind Ben, just going to try and chill. We're on the inside line, maybe gain a few spots, and Ben just does it. Okay, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good, and we're good. Okay, we're good. So Ben almost wrecks the thing on the apron, and I almost destroy him, and I had to check up hard to not destroy him. Unfortunately, that cost us a few spots because he gets too low, and then we just have to, I can't go anywhere, so I have to be very careful not to destroy him, and then I end up losing a spot there. So I wasn't very pleased about that, because then I have to run my tires harder to try and get back up to a decent spot, and they're wrecking in front of us. Let's avoid that. Caution flag is out. I can't even see to the left of my, to the left really. That's what was worrying me about these wrecks, is I always wanted to go low because I can't see to the left. It's really difficult. So well, let's see what happened here. Emery just decides to take it a spin. He saves it, but iRacing throws out the caution anyways, because iRacing is just like that. So caution comes out for Emery. And now we carry on. Again, no pitting, so you're going to restart right where you left off. So we're in the inside lane again. Ben's really trying to save fuel pretty hard, so I know that. And we're not really going to be able to go anywhere. That's a little bit of a problem. But we're just going to try and fight here for a little bit. Day to night transitions are in effect as well, so you can see the later the race goes on, the more the sun's going to drop, and it's going to turn into a night race. And I kind of wanted to be in the outside lane for this restart. I'm not going to lie. It's just because Ben is saving his stuff. So he's obviously stacking up the inside lane, and I can't go anywhere. And then there's a little bit of contact there between Emery and Ben. And again, I'm saving my stuff too, but I guess I'm not saving as hard as he is. That's the whole thing about it. So there we go. We try to make a pass around Ben to get into another spot, and then try to make up the few spots that we lost over the last few restarts. There we go. We're able to pass Ben. We still got a lot of work to do, though. A long way left in the race to get all these spots done. Next up is Will. We're going to try and get around him. Ran behind him for about 10 laps trying to get around. But it's really hard to get a run coming out of the corners at this track, because it's just It's very much like a rhythm track, very much like the old Bristol. You kind of want to run the bottom, but later on in the race, you might want to move up. I get loose really bad right there. Almost wreck the thing. I'm not even pushing that hard, but sometimes when you go a little bit too much on throttle, tires are wearing out and you almost spin the thing out. Will gets around us again, and now I'm starting to struggle. So I was in a rhythm of just trying to save my stuff, and then I tried pushing it a little bit and I realized I couldn't push it, and now I'm in a little bit of trouble where I'm actually trying to go faster here and I legitimately can't. So I'm just trying to make sure I don't get sideways and I save my tires. Josh Robin is on the outside lane. He is making the outside work, which is something I did not see around me. So when I saw that, I was like, maybe I should go up there. But I also could burn my tires off pretty bad. As you can see in the lap counter, there is still a really, really, really long way to go in the race. So not any rush yet to really be pushing it that far. So I changed my line a little bit. I was entering a little bit higher and then cutting it down a little bit. Just trying to get a little bit more speed out of it. But again, I'm really not driving it into the corners that hard yet. I'm not trying to drive it up off the corners that hard yet. Just trying to save my good old stuff. Don't have a lot of damage either. And we're all good. Haven't really made any contact yet. So a few laps later go by. You can see the sky is getting darker and darker. We're almost making a pass on Josh before the caution comes out. That reassured me that what I was doing was right, because as the tires go on, you continue to get better and better. Mel is trying to not go a lap down here to the 31, and the 57, who's running in second of Scott, just decides to dump him because Mel was racing really hard around those guys to not go a lap down. It's his right. He doesn't want to go a lap down. So Scott then, in his right, dumps him, and that is the controversy there. But that brought out the caution. Green flag is back out. Restarting on the bottom lane again, and I'm not having good experience with the bottom lane so far. It seems like it's checking up a little bit on most restarts, but Josh and Ben are on the outside. Will's in front of me. We go by a few laps. We get around Ben. We get around Josh here. Now we're going to try and get around Aaron, who looks like he's sliding up, and we are slowly but surely moving our way up the leaderboard, close to the top 10. Aaron will be for P11, I think. So we get into side by side with Aaron. Anthony ahead of us goes up the track. That might be another position. And everyone's getting loose. I'm getting loose. They're 3 wide in front of us. And then there's contact. Emery goes around on the bumper of Sean. I think we get around Sean. We did not get around Sean, but we get around Emery, and I think that's going to put us in the top 10. Looks like TCB and Emery gets loose again. I don't know if he was driving it in too deep or if TCB tapped him. I'm not really sure. Couldn't tell from that angle. But then they go 3 wide. There's not enough room for 3 wide, and Sean just is stuck in the middle, unfortunately, and clips Emery and turns him around. But Emery has no damage. He should be fine. He backed into the wall there a little bit, but he should be fine, and he goes on his way. And now we're restarting in P10 on the outside line. So this is going to be interesting because I wanted to see if we could get a good enough jump. We do. Look at bottom lane, check it up. Then, whoa, I don't know if I overdrove it there. I probably did overdrive it. Almost clobbered Will. Had to really avoid that. We're going to try to cut down here onto Sean and take that bottom lane and continue to save our stuff. Again, we're just halfway into the race, so it's not really necessary to be going that far ahead. Lap 121, sun is pretty much all the way down. TCB is on our outside. We're slowly but surely making our way one spot by each time, trying to get up towards the front, but it's getting a little bit harder to pass, and I also don't know how much I want to push the truck, and I also don't know how to really go faster as well without abusing the tires. A little bit of contact there with TCB that gets us sideways, and we have to be a little bit careful. I mean, TCB is obviously my dear friend, but I do not want contact being made on the right side of my truck, and I will have a talk with him about it because I don't appreciate that from my former team owner. Yes, I'm no longer part of TCB Motorsports. I'm with Jared and Josh and those guys at Iowa Corn. It's really confusing. Inside jokes, don't ask. It's not really a big deal. We go into P8. It is lap 131 or somewhere around there. And we're trying to run down the guys in front of us. Sean is having a good race behind us. And we move ahead much later into the race. Again, we're in the lap 140s. I can't do anything. I'm actually trying to save some fuel here. As you can see with the clutch is in. And then that doesn't work. I'm never doing that again. I tried saving fuel with the clutch. Almost spin the thing out. Emery gets into the back of me a little bit. I apologize for that. And I let Emery go. We fall into P9. Now I'm trying to figure out, well, do we save a little bit of fuel because we might not be able to make it, but we should be able to make it, or do I try to push? So right here at this moment of the race, I'm trying to push, and I legitimately can't go faster. I don't know what it is. We move ahead to the lap 160s. Now I'm starting to go faster. You can see we pulled away from Sean. We're 1.2 seconds ahead, and I'm starting to run Emery down again. But I have no idea what I'm doing. I really don't. I'm trying to go faster, and then I just magically ended up, I guess, going faster. We passed the 0-3. That seems like he's been running up towards the front, and his tires look like they're shot, so he's falling back. I'm still chasing down Anthony Emery, who passed us earlier. He ran a little bit hard. We pass him back. That's the whole goal. Lap 169 out of 225. We have to push now. We have to make up the gap. There's 3 seconds ahead to the next place car in Chuck Sweeting. It's going to be a big gap to ask to run down, but we're going to try and get that done. And we are able to get it done. The gap has come down all the way. We're now to Andrew, and Chuck is only about a second ahead. So that was about a 20-lap run there, because now we're on lap 191. And the truck is really fast. I don't know how fast I am compared to the leaders, but it's really fast. Andrew gets a little bit loose. I continue to move along. Again, these guys have been running up towards the front all race, so I guess it just is a little bit of a mix of also me basically running in the back for the first 100 laps and really not pushing my truck, and this is what we get. So that is the position for P number 6. Now we're going for P5 after Chuck. Jared would be the next one up. But it is definitely very hard to pass at this point on the bottom lane because it's hard to get that run coming out of the corners. And I'm trying to pass these guys. Mel is my little pick here. I'm trying to use him to hold up Chuck and maybe get around these two. It's going to be a little bit difficult where we have the edge on Chuck right now. And we should be able to get into the top 5 here. We should be able to clear him entering 3, maybe coming out of 4 if we can just barely get clear. And the caution comes out. And that changes absolutely everything because we just did about 80 laps, I think, of green flag racing. So everyone's tires are going to be really shot. Again, you can't pit. We move ahead to lap 2, around 215. Here we go. Green flag's back out. Scott doesn't go, and that's a big problem. I can't pass him, so there we go. We didn't get the black flag. Contact is made entering turn 1. I'm about to wreck. We save it. It looks like we're losing spots. Caution comes out, and looks like we fall back to P6. But let's see what happened there because we restarted P5. Let's see what happens here. So, 57 of Scott. A lot of people weren't happy with him for most of the race, and that is self-explanatory. He just didn't go. And then we go 3 wide entering turn 1, and I wasn't going to lift, and he wasn't going to lift, and the top car wasn't going to lift, and I took him out a little bit. And then, unfortunately, I think Chuck was the one that got worse. So now we're restarting in P6. Hopefully everyone goes. It looks like everyone does go. We got a much cleaner restart here. And there's only 5 laps to go at this point. Justin is in the lead. It looks like we're not going to be able to win the race, but Ben is up here, so he was running in the back. Now he's up here with us, and we have nowhere to go. Jared is sliding up a little bit, and I'm into Ben a little bit, and we're all still trying to carry on, and then the caution comes out, and that is going to end the race. And now let's see what happened. It's going to be Andrew that was right below me that actually ended up bringing out the caution. Will gets the best kind of, well, he can't really get as good of a restart as Justin, obviously, because of the outside lane. He gets as good as a one as he can. Jared and him are battling. Jared slides up just a little bit. I have to check up, not run into Ben, and then Andrew just kind of, I don't know if he hit Jared or something or what, but the contact in front of him caused him to lose control into the inside wall, and that ends the race. I think that puts us P5 as long as the 70 of Aaron didn't get us. Did Aaron touch Jared? Nah. Maybe netcode. I don't know. Maybe he was checking up once he saw Jared was getting really loose. I'm not sure, but that brought out the caution, and we will end up in P5, which is, to be honest, from the back to the front, not all the way to the front, but from the back to the top 5 position, it is a good race. Much cleaner than I thought it would be, but watch this. This is some of that drama that happens after the race. The 57, a lot of people weren't happy with him, and here comes Andrew and completely pelts them. And there's going to be a little bit of trouble for that after the race. Scott will get away with it, and he'll try to crab walk his way to the finish line. I mean, that sucks for him that he just got catapulted like that. But, hey, Tempers Flare at short tracks. Justin Lisenby is the winner, a.k.a. Chase Elliott Jr., but I can't really call him that anymore since he's actually won a few races. But then again, Chase Elliott has too, so maybe I can call him that. But congrats to Justin and that Lombard Bros Gaming truck. Still can't believe he has a sponsor from Joseph. That's really weird to me. But congrats to him. He led the entire race. His tires didn't wear out, so he was definitely super fast. And that is Nork at a short track. Not as much chaos as I thought it would be. It was actually a decent race, and I'm going to start from the back more often. So if you guys like the video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, comment down below. Congratulate Justin. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you are not already. Next up will be a few Daytona races. Peace out.
I can't change. Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. Even if I try, my love, she keeps me warm.